This small paper tool has probably ruined more drawings than it has helped. Many beginners pick up a blending stump thinking it will magically fix their shading, smooth everything out and hide the mistakes, but that's not what usually happens. Instead, the drawing may turn into a muddy mess, and the reason for that is surprisingly simple. Blending stumps aren't a problem. The real problem is how people use them, because a blending stump does only one thing. It moves the graphite that is already on the paper, nothing more, nothing less. And once you understand that, your shading immediately starts to improve. But here's the strange part. A blending stump cannot fix the bad shading. It only spreads what's already there. So if your shading is uneven, the stump spreads unevenness. That's why beginners often end up with smudges instead of smooth values. Good blending always starts with a good shading. Your pencil strokes need to sit close together, not randomly. Close and controlled. The pressure should stay consistent as well, and I explained it in one of my previous videos and I linked it in the description. When graphite is already evenly distributed, the stump simply smooths the surface. But if there's a gaps, the stump drags graphite into those spaces and suddenly the shadings look patchy, blurry and dirty. In this video, I'm gonna break down 7 techniques that will instantly help you make a better blending decisions. There are really only few situations where blending stumps works extremely well. Beginners use them almost everywhere, but experienced artists use them very selectively. Let's take a look at the first one. The first technique is the most obvious one, smoothing a flat value. Start by shading with closely spaced strokes. Take a blending stump, keep it at this angle. Now gently move it across the surface. Light strokes, very light pressure. You're not pushing graphite around, you're guiding it. If some pencil lines remain visible, simply cross the area again with the light strokes. For smaller areas, small circular movements works as well. But here's the mistake most people make. They press harder, and the pressure may turn blending into smudging. The stump should barely touch the paper, and think of it as polishing the graphite, not smearing it. Technique number 2 is called controlled gradients. This is where the things get interesting. Instead of randomly blending, you guide the transition from light to mid-tone to shadow. Again, use very light pressure, multiple passes. This is how you get the realistic look. But this next detail changes everything. Graphite builds up on tip of the stump. Every time you blend the dark area, more graphite collects there, which means if you move directly into light area, you instantly contaminate the value. That's why cleaning stump matters. While drawing, simply rub it on scrap piece of paper. A few strokes remove the excess graphite. If the stump becomes too dark, use a sandpaper. Gently sand the tip. Rotate it while doing this so the point stays smooth. No ridges, no flat edges. Just clean tip, ready to work again. Technique number 3 is soft edges, and this is huge. Blending stumps are excellent for softening edges. Realism is not about sharp lines, it's about lost and soft edges, and the blending stumps are perfect for that. Hold the stump slightly more upright, then use a small movements along the edge. Gently pull the graphite, just enough to soften the boundary. The edge immediately becomes less harsh, more natural. This technique works beautifully for soft materials, atmospheric effects and slightly out of focus forms. And this right here is where the most drawing starts to look professional. Not because of detail, but because of edge control. Softer means more natural for the human eye. And now let's go a bit deeper. Because this tool can do way more than people think. That brings us to technique number 4, adding tone without drawing. If your stamp already has graphite in it, you can actually draw with it. No pencil needed, just subtle tones. Perfect for background or soft transitions. Now let's get to the next technique, number 5, building the atmosphere. With graphite powder, you can create a soft haze, depth, distance, especially in the background. This is what gives your drawing air. Technique number 6 is layering, and is the more advanced method where you alternate between pencil and the blending stump. You start with the pencil, then use the stump, and repeat this process in layers. This gradually builds deeper, richer values and gives your drawing more depth and control. Technique number 7. Precision blending. For more precise work, smaller blending stumps give you much better control. They are perfect for details like eyes, lips and subtle transitions. You can also use them for gentle corrections, not as fix, but to slightly darken areas, smooth out small inconsistencies and softly connect two regions. Just keep in mind they are not meant for big mistakes, those still need to be corrected with the pencil. But remember this, blending stumps don't create a good shading. It's not a shortcut, they just refine the shading that is already good. Once you understand that, you stop fighting the tool and you start controlling it. When it comes to shading, I've already broken down the fundamentals for you in this video, how to shade a sphere from scratch. If you're more advanced, don't skip this one. It's a deeper dive into shading a more complex form. And if you're serious about drawing, there's also a longer real-time session available for members. You'll get access to extended lessons, real-time breakdowns, and member-only content I don't share anywhere else. Thanks for watching, and if this helped you, subscribe, it really supports the channel. And tell me in the comments what's the one thing you're struggling with the most right now. I may turn it into next video. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.